Alright, Pre-KvK is here. It is day one of the Eve of Crusade for the Marauders, and I want to do a video breaking down the stats and the different kingdoms of all the people who are participating in this KvK, and as well as do kind of a breakdown of how diplomacy was done and how we came to the conclusion about who to ally with who, just so if you're curious about what it looks like on the back end, then this might give some insight for you. But let's break it down and hop right into it. And to go over the kingdoms in each camp, we have Fire Camp, which is us. In 2638, we're allied with 1032, 2675, and 2762. We have Earth Camp right to our right, which is 1357, 2444, 2621, and 2719. We have Water Camp, bottom left, which is 1860, 1981, 2641, 2837, and then lastly we have Wind Camp at 1198, 2154, 2662, who was actually our allies last KvK, and then 2796. Alright, so now that you saw the kingdoms and how we're kind of oriented in this KvK, in this heroic Anthem KvK, I might add, if I haven't said that already. We're actually going to hop over to the kingdom scans that a buddy of mine did. Thank God that he did that, because I wasn't about to make City Hall level 8s on all these different continents so that we could get the scans. Anyway, he ended up doing that, and it really shaped how allies were formed this KvK, knowing the strength of each kingdom and how much they fight and etc. So why don't we hop into it and I'll explain my reasoning. Okay, and here we are. This is the scan that was done by Quan, a member of our kingdom, in 2638. And we have all the power and all the kill points of the kingdoms in this KvK up on the screen right now. So top left is Fire Camp. This is us. We have the most kill points, not by much, but we have the most kill points out of every single kingdom or camp in this KvK. And to our right we have Earth, and Earth came off as pretty strong right off the rip. We kind of noticed that they have a bunch of kind of evenly active fighting kingdoms. And then Wind in the bottom right, we kind of thought that they would be the weakest just because their kill points are lacking behind by so much. They do have a lot of power, but again, power is not the name of the game in this kingdom or in this game. It is just kill points. So, and then we looked at water. So what we did with this information is we basically said, well, it looks like Wind's the weakest, and no offense to Wind, they could come out and smash us all, right? But we were like, oh, it looks like Wind's the weakest, so we don't want to make it so that it's just whoever gets Wind loses. But then we came to the realization that 1860 actually just went through a huge emigration, meaning everyone just migrated out of that kingdom, and they've kind of been struggling so far in this pre-KvK. So we're going to hop over real quick. And now we're in the pre-KvK ranking, and you can see their activity is extremely, extremely low. So you go all the way down to the bottom. I really don't know how much fighting they're going to be able to do. To my knowledge, they don't have a leadership team anymore, and they're just kind of struggling. So now that we're back in this, it kind of opened up the avenue to understand that probably Water and Wind were going to be the two of the more weaker camps in this KvK. So instead of making this easy KvK and just firing fire with Earth, we decided, hey, Fire and Earth should not be allies. We will take Water because they are on our side of the map, and you can take Wind, which is on their side of the map. So we kind of have a left versus right KvK. And the power and kill points for Water end up balancing out a little bit more with Wind, now that they're kind of, I won't say missing a kingdom, but realistically a lot of that kill points might not show up on the battlefield too much. So anyway, that's how we kind of came to the diplomacy talks. I know that 2638 specifically is a very star-centered kingdom, so we didn't want to just roll through our opponents and then have a civil war with Earth. You know, that's just no fun. So on top of this, we have all of the ways that points are going to be acquired for getting the star, right? So I just said that we are looking for the star in 2638. So how are we going to earn it? Because we're not just going to say, all right, Fire gets the star right off the rip, right? So let's hop over. As you can see on the screen, we have the point system. So the reason we did this, and as some of these things get read off to you, or as you read them to yourselves, you're going to think, well, what if this and what if that? So the reason why this is done is because in the case that somebody doesn't show up to the fight, you're still rewarded for winning, but you're not only going to be rewarded for winning, if that makes sense. So kills and not deaths, but kills are going to be very, very important in this kind of KvK. It's going to be where most of the kills, or sorry, most of the points come from to decide the star. But obviously, if you win an objective, if you win a circle, if you invade the enemy zone, even if they're weak, it still gives you something, even if they don't show up. So this is our way of balancing out the KvK format and the point system so that even if you don't have an enemy, you still can get some points and can still win the star, if that makes sense. So we have darkness, you get 2 points. You win a sanctuary, you get 2 points. You have the zone 5 win, that's 3 points. You have winning the zone 6, that's 3 points. If you invade the enemy zone, then you burn their territory, etc., take the circles, you get 4 points. And this is the bigger one, if you help the allied camp to win. So if we end up helping water to invade into wind, then we would get 8 points. But obviously this is where the majority of the kill points, or sorry, majority of the points are going to be, is the 1 billion kills is equal to 1 point. So I alone will expect that I get over 1 billion kill points, so I will grant my kingdom 1 point, right? And if I can do that as one player, imagine your entire camp, right? And then obviously, we're only counting the top 300. We're in a B seed. None of us have 300 active fighters, realistically. And then lastly, if migrants come in or out, we got to take note of that just to document that ourselves and handle that the proper way. Okay, now that you have kind of how Diplo was done out of the way, I'm just going to show you the timeline so that you know when I'll be streaming, okay? Not really. I mean, kind of. I will be streaming. But yeah, so this is basically everything that's happening. Pre-KvK ends on the 24th, I guess, and the first steps in KvK begins on the 26th, which is, I guess, 6 days from now. And then we've got our Zone 5 opening on the 2nd. Unfortunately, I'm going to be at a conference for work, which is the worst timing of all, but I mean, what can we do? I'll stream when I get back. It is at 16:30. Yeah, that's right in the middle of work. Whatever. Anyway, we got the Zone 6. I don't really imagine there's going to be much of a Zone 6 fight because we're doing HA and we have our allies right next to us, so we'll see. Anyway, so Zone 6 fight might not happen, but then the Kingsland opening is obviously on the 27th of August, so that'll be really fun, and that'll be right after I just moved into my new apartment, which means I'll have a lot more space and I can do my double monitor setup. Anyway, I'm really excited for that. But this is the schedule, and that's it. So please let me know what you guys thought of this whole video and kind of breaking down how diplomacy was done. I don't think I see many people giving the behind the scenes, so I really feel like this is good information for those of you who are like, oh, what do your rank 4s and what do your kingdom leaders do while you're deciding KvK allies? And I just want to explain the thought process behind it. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. I will talk to you guys soon because I've got a lot of content rolling out. I told you I'm back. And anyway, I'll take care and see you guys in the next one. Peace out.